Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Alyssa Capistrano.
It's a cold, snowy day with 10 to 15 centimeters of snow expected till tomorrow. And now for your 5-day weather forecast. Today will be a high of -1 with a low of -15. Thursday will be sunny with a high of -8 and a low of -16. For Friday, it will be cloudy with sunny breaks with a high of 5 and a low of -12. And for any of those with plans this weekend, it looks like it may be a good one. This Saturday, we'll have variable cloudiness with a high of -2 and a low of -12. And for Sunday, we'll have cloudy periods with a high of -4 and a low of -9. And that's it for your 5-day weather forecast. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Alyssa. Turning now to national and international news. The New York City Fire Department is investigating a possible gas explosion that has leveled 2 buildings in East Harlem this morning. Local news footage shows smoke and dust rising from the debris and fire engines spraying into the rubble. Police have confirmed 2 people have died and 15 are injured. It's unknown at this point if anyone is trapped at the site.
Environment Canada is bracing for budget cuts that could hamper the country's efforts to combat climate change. A recently released report suggests spending will be reduced from over $1 billion this year to under $700 million by 2017. The department's Climate Change and Clean Air project is expected to see a significant decrease in the funding. Under an agreement known as the Copenhagen Accord, Canada is committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions to 17% by 2020, but these recent projections suggest Ottawa will not hit that target.
The Canadian military has pulled down the nation's flag in Afghanistan. This marks the formal end of Canada's involvement in the war-torn country. A ceremony at NATO headquarters in Kabul was held today. Dignitaries from Canada and its allies were there to praise Canada's sacrifices. The war cost the lives of 158 Canadian soldiers, 1 diplomat, 1 journalist, and 2 civilians. Canada's ambassador to Afghanistan, Deborah Lyons, says Canada will remain engaged with Afghanistan, focusing on helping to rebuild the nation's economy.
A Vietnamese oil rig worker has come forward claiming to have seen missing Malaysia Airlines jet MH370 crash off the south coast of Vietnam. Vietnamese officials received an email describing a plane burning at high altitude. Authorities have not yet ruled any possibility in the plane's disappearance. Malaysia's Air Force chief has denied yesterday's report that the military tracked the missing jet over the Strait of Malacca. The jet has been missing since Saturday. 2 Canadians were on board.
Ukraine's interim Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk is at the White House today to meet with President Barack Obama. The meeting comes just days before a referendum in Crimea to decide if the region will become a part of Russia. The White House press secretary said Tuesday that the meeting will show Moscow how strongly the U.S. supports Ukraine. Obama says Sunday's referendum is unconstitutional and Western governments will not recognize the legitimacy of the so-called Autonomous Republic of Crimea.
Now with your sports update, Hugh Smith joins us in studio. Hugh, what's going on in the world of sports today?
Well, Darren, the Leafs were in action last night, but the biggest story today is coming out of Sochi. So we'll start things off with your Sochi watch. Brian McKeever has won gold in Sochi again. Despite falling out of the gate, McKeever fought hard to come from behind in the men's visually impaired 1-kilometer cross-country sprint. It's McKeever's 2nd gold in Sochi and the 9th of his Olympic career. If McKeever wins his final race on Sunday, he will be the first Canadian Winter Paralympian to have 10 gold medals in his career. Now taking a look at the medal standings, Russia's in the lead with 16 golds, Germany is second with 6, Ukraine in third with 3, and Canada's in fourth with 2. It was a rough night for the Leafs in California as they took on the San Jose Sharks. Mark-Edward Vlasic opened the scoring 4 minutes in with a hard one-timer, 1-0 Sharks. Less than a minute later, Mason Raymond pulls off a cross-ice pass to Jake Gardner who puts it in. Leafs tie it at 1. Just over halfway into the first, Brent Burns fires one past James Reimer. It's called off at first, but the call would be overturned. 2-1 Sharks. The Sharks poured 4 more past the Leafs in the second and third for a final score of 6-2. The Buds will be back in action tomorrow night, taking on the Los Angeles Kings. Staying with the NHL, 4 Canadian teams are in action tonight. The Boston Bruins will be taking on their arch rival, the Montreal Canadiens, in the Bell Centre. In an all-Canadian matchup, the Winnipeg Jets will play host to the slumping Vancouver Canucks at 7:30, and the Anaheim Ducks will be in Calgary to take on the Flames at 10 p.m. The Toronto Blue Jays pulled off 2 big wins yesterday. In an exhibition match, the Jays took on the Canadian junior squad. The Jays trounced the juniors 12-2. Brandon Morrow got the win, giving up 4 hits over 3 innings. The Jays took on the Detroit Tigers in Grapefruit League action as well. Despite a strong outing from Tigers starter Justin Verlander, the Jays won 3-2 in 10 innings. Bradley Glenn got the leadoff homer in the 10th to seal the deal for the Jays. The Jays will be facing the Tampa Bay Rays today at 1. And in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors will welcome the Detroit Pistons to town tonight. They'll be looking to rebound from a recent loss. The Raps lost a close one, 101-97 against the Brooklyn Nets on Monday. Kyle Lowry had 21 points and 8 rebounds in the loss. The Pistons, meanwhile, are looking to keep things going after winning 99-89 over the Sacramento Kings. Tip-off is at 7. And that's it for your sports news. Jake?
Thanks, Hugh. And finally, hide your cattle. Canada has seen a spike in UFO sightings over the past 2 years. That's according to a 2013 Canadian UFO survey. Last year, there were over 1,000 reported UFO sightings, the second highest since the survey started 25 years ago. And half of those sightings were in Ontario. The highest number was about 2,000 in 2012. 3 people said they were abducted by aliens this year, and the most common UFO sighting is an orange, star-like shape in the sky.
That's all for Humber News for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Darren O'Malley.
And I'm Jake Cordepat. Humber News is written and produced by journalism students at the North Campus. You can also catch us online on YouTube. We'll see you next time.